This is Just Women, every Tuesday at 1 o'clock on Brooklands Radio.
And I'm now joined in the studio by our second guest, Tracey Carter, Head of Operations for Surrey Chambers of Commerce. Hello there, Tracey.
Hello.
Good to see you today.
And you too.
Okay, we can start off then just telling us a bit about your background. What does the Head of Operations entail exactly?
Okay, so as Head of Operations, I oversee all of the operations of the Surrey Chambers of Commerce, which can be from events, which we run over 150 a year, ranging breakfast networking, evening networking, training, workshops, seminars, anything really that the business community need. We also run an export documentation service, so any companies that are trading internationally that need their documents stamped, that's the service we run, and also delivering services to all of our members, so really connecting businesses and working with them to help them grow and achieve whatever they want to achieve.
Well, that's a huge remit. Do you have a team of people to help you with that?
Yeah, there's myself, and then there's 4 others on the team who work in the event operations and account management and export docs. So they all have their individual roles, but collectively together as a team as well.
Okay. Well, what we're here to talk about today, of course, is this upcoming event that you've organised,
yes,
which is on Tuesday, the 10th of March, 1700, which is to celebrate International Women's Day. Would you like to tell us a bit about that?
Yes, of course. So International Women's Day is a day that's celebrated globally. It's actually on the 8th of March, but that's a Sunday. So we've picked the first available business day after that event, after the date, to run this event. It's at the WWF site in Living Planet Centre in Woking, and we've got an inspirational panel of female speakers ranging from charities to local women who've succeeded on boards to women who are actually heading global companies and inspirational speakers. So really there's a local feel, an international feel, but it's all about celebrating success in business for women.
Yes, I see some of your speakers are very impressive. For example, is Jenny Tomley, who used to be managing director of John Lewis, in charge of I think 800 people.
Yeah, phenomenal role. She had a long career with John Lewis, and her last role with them was as the managing director of the John Lewis in Kingston. So she's bringing the local feel to it really, and to talk about success in for a woman on a board of a huge company, but with a lot of people working for her.
Yes, because then she's gone off to set up her own business,
yes,
Redaway Blackmore.
That's correct. So she's actually set up her own business, and she's actually an art dealer now. Obviously, this is talking about how you can follow your dreams, really. I think even, you've had a really good role, you've succeeded at the top, but sometimes it's good just to follow your heart and do something for yourself. So that's her story.
Yes, because that's quite a career change, isn't it, really?
It is a huge career change and an inspirational one as well, and she'll be telling us all about that journey.
Well, that's good. And then another speaker which was of interest is Tracy Horner, who's head of Lend with Care. Would you like to tell us a bit about her?
Yes, so this is the international field to this event, and this is an inspirational story for all women. Lend with Care is a charity that has been set up to help businesses across the globe, and these could be anybody who want to start up their own business who probably wouldn't have had the opportunity in normal terms to work, let alone have a business. This is to bring people out of poverty. This is inspirational, and it's a charity where people can actually log on and donate some money into their chosen business, start-up business, and their profiles of people around the world who want to start their businesses. That money will directly go to someone to set up their business. Once their business is successful and have reached their targets, they pay the money back. So your investment stake can then be reinvested, and you get to choose which business. Now, I think the story for this one is 17,000 businesses across the globe have been invested in, and 70% of those have been women. So again, a fantastic, inspirational story.
Yes, that's an amazing achievement, isn't it? Well, she sounds absolutely fantastic. And also, of course, there's going to be the announcement of Surrey's top 10 businesswomen.
Yes, so this is an initiative that, again, we've introduced, and this is celebrating with women in business and success of women in business. And we invited businesses across Surrey to nominate the women that they felt were worthy of the accolade of top businesswomen in Surrey. There were 72 women who have been actually put forward. And then throughout February, we're inviting businesses to go online and vote for the woman they feel is worthy of the accolade of top businesswoman. At this event on the 10th of March, we're going to be doing the rundown of the top 10. So the top 10 women who have been voted for by businesses in Surrey, and it will be, again, just to acknowledge them and talk about success.
Well, that sounds very exciting then. Absolutely fantastic. And interestingly, the Surrey Chambers does have a business women sector, doesn't it? You have an actual group who meets regularly every month. Yeah,
absolutely. This grew really because there was a lot of a need or requirement from the business women to talk about subjects that they're interested in. So we started delivering events and networking events for women in business, and women tend to like to network in a slightly different way to men, and there are subjects that obviously appeal to them. So the whole ethos is it's for men and women alike, but the events are, for example, afternoon teas at Penny Hall Park. This is because breakfast events traditionally that we run are very hard for women to attend because they're doing the school run at breakfast time. So we're delivering events, times that suit and subjects that suit. And for example, the Penny Hill Park, which we have a lot of events running through the year there, very well attended, always fully booked. But the lovely thing is they get to use the spa afterwards, so it's always quite popular.
Oh, yes, I bet that's popular, yes. Yeah. And presumably then, if you join the Chamber, then you automatically could go to the business women's events. Yeah,
absolutely. Anybody can attend any of our events. That you don't have to be a member to attend, but there is a discounted price for members to non-members. Obviously, as a member of the Chamber, and we always encourage people to join, there is a whole raft of other services and support that we can provide behind that. So obviously the events are open to anyone. Come along, have a go, see what you think. If you like what we do, if you feel that we're the group that can help your business grow, then talk to us about becoming a member, and obviously all the different things we can do to help.
That's fantastic. And how does the Chamber actually help small businesses, especially new small businesses?
Okay, so one of the new initiatives we've just launched recently is a mentoring scheme, and this is the Business Women in Surrey Group's mentoring scheme. And again, we've been approached by a lot of women who are starting up their own businesses, and they need a bit of help, and it could be with marketing, sales, it could be just to get them inspired and get them on the right track. So this is a mentoring scheme we're just launching, and we will be talking about it at, again, the event on the 10th of March. And we're inviting any of our business women group or any women in business who feel they've got something to give, who would like to be mentors, and then anybody who is starting up and need a little help and support, then please talk to us and we can put you together with the mentors and help you again in any way that's needed.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Again, I would imagine that one would have to be a member to take advantage of that initiative.
Absolutely. The mentoring programme is offered as part of our membership package. We do have a range of different packages, but actually it starts off quite reasonably priced for the year, so it's not going to break the bank. But what we do absolutely is put a full package of support in place for anybody who does join to make sure that they're getting the most out of their membership.
Okay, and what would you say is the most difficult thing for somebody starting up a business? Because I know you used to run your own business, didn't you, yourself?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I had my own business. For me, premises, the cost of staff and premises was always a huge problem. Obviously, when you start on your own and you grow to a certain size, you then can't work out your kitchen anymore and you need to grow. And I think getting funding or getting the support that you need to take that next step, sometimes you just need somebody to help you and say, actually, yeah, you can do it, and look, we'll help you and we'll give you our experience, and there is a lot of support out there that maybe you don't know about. So it's making sure people are signposted and can get the lots of grants and funding that government have to offer, or just the mentoring that we offer as well.
And what sort of business did you run on your own?
I had my own events and marketing business, but I used to organise conferences internationally for the overseas property sector and the boutique hotel sector. So a lot of international travel, lots of flying around the world, but fantastic, market to work in, very exciting. But as a working mum, unfortunately, obviously, the hours just weren't suitable for bringing up a child who was just going into secondary school. So the decision was made to dedicate to my daughter, and then it brought me to the chamber, which is actually just as exciting, but keeps me local so I can still be mum as well.
Oh, that's good, yes. And what would you say the challenges are then for working mothers and running a business?
Gosh, running businesses for working mums, I think it's dividing your time between your business and the time your business needs and the time you need to give to your child. I think I live permanently with that guilty feeling that I should be giving more time to my business, but then I should be giving more time to my child. Finding that balance and living with the guilt of, making sure I'm getting it right. I think that was hard, but as I said, I think for me, it was you put too many hours in, you can put too much of yourself into your job, and I think there's a real worry that sometimes you can burn out if you don't balance it correctly, and I think that's where support and help, which I didn't actually know about, and hence why the Chambers for me is such a great thing, because had I known about the Chambers before I closed my own business down, I probably wouldn't have closed it. But so in hindsight, I suppose the message to anyone who's starting up their business, there is lots of support and help out there for you.
Yes.
Come and talk to us.
Yes, of course, yes. Well, getting back then to the event that you're running, we'll just recap for the listeners out there. It's Tuesday the 10th of March.
Yes.
At 1700. Members, it's £20 plus VAT, and non-members, it's £30 plus VAT. And they need to visit www.businesswomeninsurrey.co.uk. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. Or you can go onto the Surrey Chambers website, surrey-chambers.co.uk. Either one of the websites, you click on the link through to the events page and you'll see the event listed there.
Okay, and why would you say International Women's Day is such an important occasion to celebrate?
I think the global story is, as a country, we are actually very fortunate. Any woman who lives and works in this country will know that globally there is a massive inequality for women. In this country, we are very fortunate. We are one of the leaders in the world for equality. There is still a way to go. I think the Oscar nominations this week, Oscar Awards, one of our famous world's famous actresses made the point there is still inequality. So I think it's just to remind everybody that there is still work to be done, but we're actually really fortunate, and we want to inspire the next generation of young women to become successful in whatever they want to be, and success can be in many shapes and forms. It doesn't have to necessarily be in business, but to let young women and the next generation know that actually reach for your goals and you'll get there.
Yes, and do you think that should start at school then? Because
oh, absolutely, yeah. My daughter's 12, and already at 12 she wants to go to Oxbridge and she wants to be a forensic scientist, and that's because we've installed in her that go for your goals. And I think letting young women know, maybe breaking them away from the stereotypes that I think still there to a certain degree, getting girls involved, for example, in sciences. There's a massive push with all of the learning institutions. We work with lots of universities, Royal Holloway, Surrey University, and I know there's a lot of work about trying to get young girls into science subjects, for example, but there's opportunities maybe where they didn't know there were, so making sure that they know about it.
Well, I think there's a lot to be done in schools, though, isn't there? Because the careers advice just isn't there. There
isn't really much careers advice available of meaningful nature. So, yeah, absolutely. I think, but it can start at home. I think parents have a duty to their children to let them know that they actually can be successful and open doors for them. There is, for example, a science festival coming up at Royal Holloway University. This is open to anyone to come along. Take your children along and get them involved in what's going on in the university. It might just inspire a couple of the girls to take up a science subject. You never know, but I think it's to make it interesting for them.
Definitely, because as you say, there is a dearth of women going into the science subjects.
Absolutely, absolutely. So science is just one area, but there are lots of other areas in which there is a very heavy male focus, and I think the girls just need to be engaged with some of these subjects in a different way. I think they may not engage with them because they're not put forward to them in a way that interests them. So just making sure that we keep the message out there and keeping doors open for the girls.
Okay, that's great. Well, do you have any two pieces of advice to give our listeners here today about running a business or in work in general?
Running business, seek help, talk to people, network, meet other like-minded business people, ask people's advice. Chambers are always a fantastic place to signpost you, so I think that's the main piece of advice I can give. Always ask people their advice and help, and you'll be surprised what's out there for you.
Okay, and can you give us also your website address if people want to get more information about Surrey Chambers?
Yes, so it's www.surrey-chambers.co.uk.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you for coming on the show and telling us all about your exciting event, and wish you all every success with it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. That was Tracey Carter, Head of Operations, Surrey Chambers.
You're listening to Just Women on Brooklands Radio. You can join in by emailing any comments or questions you may have to justwomen@brooklandsradio.co.uk, or check us out on Facebook. Search for Just Women at Brooklands Radio. Just Women is just what you need.